This is the Nursing Home Abuse Podcast, episode 82, Care Plan Documents in Georgia Nursing Homes. The Nursing Home Abuse Podcast is dedicated to providing news and information for families whose loved ones have been injured in a nursing home. Here are your hosts, Georgia attorneys Rob Schenk and Will Smith. Hello out there and welcome back to the Nursing Home Abuse Podcast. My name is Rob Schenk.
And I'm Will Smith.
We have a very interesting episode for you today. We're going to be talking. Last week we talked about care plan meetings, like who attends them, what the purpose of them what the purpose of them is for.
Yeah.
And this week we're going to be talking for a few minutes about the actual documents that accompany the care plan. Literally, the care plan.
The care plan document itself.
Correct.
The plan. And we've got Nancy Ridge, who is a nurse consultant. And she
as a guest,
she's going to be discussing what an actual care plan is. And she has been practicing nursing since 1 year before Rob and I were born. She started in 1977 working in a nursing home as a nursing tech. That's when she decided to enter nursing and pursue a career in a field that she had a true passion for. She completed her license in practical nursing degree, her LPN, while living in Clarksville, Tennessee. After working as an LPN for 20 years, she returned to school and completed her associate degree in nursing through Excelsior College of Nursing in New York. Her husband was an Army officer at the time, so she had the opportunity of moving and working in various settings as a clinical nurse and a nurse manager. So she's been all over the various states working in different capacities as a nurse. Her areas of nursing have included nursing home, community health, ICU, emergency room, medical and surgical, home health, and school health. And one of her greatest pleasures in nursing is being an advocate for her patients. As a patient advocate, she assists them through the maze of the healthcare system and provides them with the skills they need to make good healthcare decisions. And like I said, she is a legal nurse consultant, and she is extremely qualified to talk with us today about our subject matter, which is the plan of care document itself.
And with that, Nancy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And it says here you're from Clarksville, Tennessee.
No, I am actually, this is where I had my initial training while in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you guys had a Clarksville. Rob is from Mount Juliet, Tennessee.
I'm from Mount Juliet, so about an hour or so south.
Okay, well, Clarksville, Tennessee is right near Fort Campbell.
Yep.
Ah, I got you. Okay.
There's Austin P. and Fort Campbell? What did you say?
Fort Campbell.
Yeah, Fort Campbell. I'm sorry.
Campbell, correct.
And what I was trying to say, the 101st.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
So, what we want to talk about today are the care plans and the care plan meetings, because what our practice deals with is 100% long-term care issues. So, the vast majority of our clients are either families or actual residents of long-term care facilities who have been injured because of negligence. And so the plan of care documents are a big deal for the people who listen to this podcast. Can you tell us in the beginning what is in a plan of care document and what are some of the different parts?
Okay. The plan of care document is a medical document that the nurses refer to as a map of nursing care.
Mm-hmm.
In that plan, is the purpose of the plan is to provide consistent care and to assist the staff to achieve the patient's center goals and through different nursing interventions.
Okay. And who's responsible for these documents?
Okay. The healthcare plan is developed by a registered nurse, and which she does a comprehensive nursing assessment of the patient, which may include other input from other staff members.
I got you. And what about, does it cover things like dietary or activities or anything like that, or is it all just medicine?
No, it covers all activities of daily living, which is the mobility, elimination, nutrition, and then also it covers medications and all health conditions that patient may have.
And why is this type of document important?
It is important to ensure that the staff is giving consistent care to that patient.
I got you. And so it's going to have things in there like this is the medicine that they're taking right now. This is how, if they have thickened liquids, or what their religious preferences are, or what activities the family wants them involved in, right?
Correct. Yeah, it covers all social needs, and also this input is requested by from the family and from the patient themselves. So everyone has a part of the healthcare plan and provides information to the nurse.
One of the things that statement of deficiencies looks at is how they weren't involving the resident in the care plan, and how they weren't involving the family members in the care plan. So generally speaking, do they invite the family members to be a part of the care plan meeting to look at the care plan documents?
Yes, they are required to. They're required to notify the family in writing or with a phone call to make them aware of the time for the meeting.
I got you. And I would imagine that the resident has to be there as well if they're cognizant, correct?
Correct. If they're able to attend, they are invited to attend.
And this care plan document, when does it generally get generated after admission? How long? Is there a specific time?
Yeah, you're required to the nurse is required to complete a comprehensive nursing assessment within 14 days and to initiate the plan of care in 14 days of admission.
I got you. And do they, is it one care plan for the whole year, or do they generate them every month, every quarter? How often does it happen?
Care plans are a ongoing process, and they're to change. Well, you have your initial care plan, which is reviewed at the 30-day mark, and then again at 90 days of initial admission.
Okay.
And the care plan can be changed at any time that there is a change in the patient's health or any needs that they're seeing. Patients are assessed every 8 hours by a nurse.
I got you.
What kind of a change in condition of the resident would warrant a reassessment of the care plan?
Change in mental status, change in mobility, eating, loss of weight, anything like that. Any change in their activities of daily living or cognitive.
I got you. And who's allowed to have access to this care plan?
All staff that has that helps with the care of this must know where the care plan, must be able to review the care plan. Right. The patient and the family.
Gotcha.
So this
can request it at any time.
Right. Okay. I was going to say, so this is a document that the family can come into the nursing home and say, "Hey, can I see the care plan?" And then that has to be offered to them because it's a part of their record. Correct.
Yeah. The care plan is in the nursing home setting. The patients are assessed every 8 hours.
Right.
By a nurse, and whenever you had just a change of shift, a change of assignment within that facility, the nurse who is signing off must give a report to the nurse that's signing on to take the responsibility of their patients. The care plan is gone over at that time with that nurse, and most of the time the nurse then sits down with the assistant staff, the nursing assistants and aides, and then lays out their part of what they need to do to follow the plan. So all staff members are reviewed with the healthcare plan every shift change.
And let me ask you this. How do they, so we have this care plan meeting that's got this care plan document, and it's made available. So I guess staff can, if they wanted to, they could go look at it. But are they told at the beginning of the shift, hey, listen, we've had a care plan meeting, or to remind you in this care plan document that, Ms. Johnson is thickened liquids, or that she doesn't like rice or something like that? How is it communicated typically?
The nurse meets with the staff that is caring for that patient.
Gotcha.
Both of them, and that's done right at the beginning of the shift.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, any changes during that shift, any health changes that are noted, then automatically the staff is notified. Well, we need to do this now, or take different type of intervention with the patient.
Mm-hmm. Understood. And do the doctors have any involvement with these care plan documents?
In nursing home setting, the healthcare documents, they're nursing plans of care, and they generally the doctors do not look at the healthcare plans because the nurse develops them with part of the doctor's input by looking at the doctor's diagnosis
mm-hmm.
and the medications, and the doctor can make recommendations. He may order that, that patient ambulates, so many times a day with assistance, and that would be put into the care plan. But normally doctors do not review the nursing health care plans.
I gotcha. So this is largely the people that deal with the residents on a day-to-day basis, help with the ADLs, correct, that feed them, that correct, shower them. So,
yeah. Yep.
That's
correct. The nursing care plan is, the steps for process of the plan. The nurse does the comprehensive nursing assessment,
mm-hmm.
and then she develops a nursing diagnosis.
Okay.
Which is different from the doctor's diagnosis. And that's how that's developed through the plan.
Okay. And if family members have an issue with a care plan, how do they go about? Can they challenge it? Can they change it? Who in the nursing home do they go see?
Because usually they would address it with the nurse that is in charge at that time. And then sometimes there's not a nurse, but the RN is the only one that can make changes to a healthcare plan. So the family member, of course, could approach any staff member, which should carry that information back to a registered nurse to make changes. Of course, any changes that might be needed that are critical at that time that may not can wait for a staff meeting. Mm-hmm. Of course, that can be changed at any time. That as the nurse that is assigned to that patient can make immediate changes. Like if all of a sudden the state is a gait is unsteady, then they can say, okay, this person needs some assistance until we find out what's going on with them. So they can make changes like that.
Okay. Excellent. And so you are a legal nurse consultant, right?
That's correct.
Now, so we use legal nurse consultants as well. How often do these care plans come into play when you're looking at issues of negligence? Is it generally that somebody's not following the care plan, or that it wasn't generated properly in the beginning?
It could be both.
Right.
That maybe the during the nursing assessment something was not picked up on,
mm-hmm.
And then also you're looking at the care plan itself to make sure that they did receive all those nursing interventions that you should have. So it could be both areas.
I got you.
How long have you been doing nurse consulting? Oh, sorry. Let me ask that again because I was okay. Muted. How long have you been doing nurse consulting?
I started the consulting in 2001.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right, and if individuals want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to do that? Or if other attorneys, because we have attorneys that listen to this, we have a wide audience, actually, anybody involved in long-term care facility management, how would they go about getting a hold of you?
Okay, I have a LinkedIn site that I have, and I post my phone number, my office number, that they can contact me.
Okay, and that's 803-924-5756, right?
That's correct, and my email address was also.
And
I get many of my calls through email.
And what's your email address?
It is n.ridge, which is RIDGE, 1515 at gmail.com.
Okay, and we'll put both of those up on the screen, just in case any attorneys out there are listening to this and they need to reach out to you, because I think that this is a really important area, not only for other attorneys to look into when you're investigating these cases, but it's important for the families to get involved too. Do you typically see families involved in these care plan meetings, or is that not the case?
Usually I do not. I have, on a couple instances, I have covered some of the case. I have done cases not just with nursing home, but with hospital settings and school health settings, which have a different type health care plan. So I have met with some of the clients with those, but not typically.
So hospitals have a type of care plan as well. Is that correct?
Correct, and also school districts.
Oh, really? How do the school districts use a care plan?
A child or a student who may have a condition that requires a nursing intervention, like they may be diabetic, and the nurse may need to check their blood sugars during the day. They may play sports. The purpose of the care plan in the school is to notify the staff that this student may have a health condition, to make sure that it does not affect their educational process.
Okay, interesting.
And also their social, because many of them play sports. So care plan in the school setting is very, very broad and covers a lot of areas. Field trips, everything. It's very detailed.
Well, it makes sense, because the care plan document sounds like it is, basically, what's the problem? What are we going to do to fix it? And that's correct. I mean, that's always a good roadmap to have for anything. Yeah.
Right. You have interventions and you have goals.
Right. And those goals,
for that person that they will improve.
Okay. And those goals can be things like reduce the number of falls or don't have a bed sore, right?
Correct. That's correct.
Well, great. Well, Nancy, this has been exceptional for our audience. I think we've all learned a lot more about care plan documents in the nursing home setting, and we appreciate you coming on the show. Maybe we'll get you on the show sometime in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Uh-huh.
I can definitely tell by the succinct nature of Nancy's questions that she definitely has a military background. That was her husband that was in the military.
Yeah, her husband was an Army officer, and she knows what she's talking about.
She does.
It's always good to talk to somebody who
has the experience,
that kind of breadth of experience. She's worked in med-surg. She's worked for school districts. I didn't realize that school districts had their own care plans. That's interesting. But we at least, I think, between this episode and the one before it, are starting to get an idea of how important care plans are for your loved one in long-term care settings.
Care plans, know them.
Yeah.
Get them.
Understand them and be there when they're generated. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I guess this will be the end of the episode. Where can people download other episodes?
You can go anywhere that you download your other podcasts. So you can go to Spotify, you can go to Stitcher, you can go to iTunes. If you want to watch it, there's two ways to do that. You can go to YouTube channel. our YouTube channel, Schenk Smith. And you can also go to our website, which is nursinghomeabusepodcast.com. If you want to see our faces, or if we have, screenshots or anything else that you want to see on the screen, I always suggest that you go watch the video. But yeah, anywhere that you can get the MP3 for podcast, we're there.
Excellent. And with that, we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Nursing Home Abuse Podcast. Nothing said on this podcast, either by the host or the guest, should be construed as legal advice, nor is intended to create an attorney-client relationship between the host or their guest and the listener. New episodes are available every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, or on your favorite podcast app, as well as on YouTube and our website, nursinghomeabusepodcast.com. Again, that's nursinghomeabusepodcast.com. See you next time.